Celebrities. Why did I say it like that? I need water. Damn. Celebrities who give up fame to work a normal job. Let's react to it.
From Charlie Bucket in Willy Wonka to the Shermanator from American Pie. These are celebrities who work normal jobs now,
Vanilla Ice?
beginning with Hayden Christensen, who gave up his fame as a Hollywood actor into the world of manual labor. After appearing in the third Star Wars movie back in
I never watched Star Wars,
2005,
so I don't even
Christensen
know.
explained that he felt he hadn't really earned his fame, stating, "I guess I felt like I had this great thing in Star Wars that provided all these opportunities and gave me a
But, like,
career,
I
but
can
it
see
all
why
kinda
people
felt
would do
a
that,
little
'cause,
too
like,
handed to
mentally
me."
it's, like,
Also adding
draining
that
or
he liked
something.
the idea of deliberately
can't do it no more,
sabotaging
just can't
his
do, like,
fame just so
all
he could
the
start from scratch. You can't take years off and not have it affect your career, he admitted. But I don't know, in a weird sort of destructive way, there was something appealing about that to me. For this reason, Christensen decided to purchase a farm just outside of Toronto, Canada, so he could get into the world of agriculture, stating, "I'm trying to figure it out, it's all new, but I would eventually like it to be a
crops
fully
and
operational farm with livestock
Like
and different
plants and
crops.
veggies
I've
and
got a
shit?
tractor and an excavator, and I'm learning to use all the construction equipment. Right now there's an apple orchard that I want to extend, and I've started a small vegetable garden, and I want to turn a hayfield into lavender," which also led to his own line of country clothing through a company called RW & Co.
That shit just
Christensen has
sounds
since been
boring.
spotted at numerous farmers markets and maintains that the farm
You think people like recognize him and
How's
shit?
things going, man? How's the farm? Good. Farm's good.
However, while Hayden Christensen is still kind of working for himself, Stephen Anthony Lawrence has since found a different type of employment since
Who's
he
this
played
guy?
Beans in Even Stevens. After the show
Even
came to an end in
Stevens.
2003,
My
Lawrence
throat
failed
is
to land any further roles as he went bald only 1 year later at the age of 14, stating in a Vice interview, "It sucks, but you come to terms with it."
I was
During
born
the
in
same interview,
2003.
Lawrence
What the
explained that
shit?
both of his parents were then diagnosed with cancer, making it even more difficult for him to return to acting, having stated, "You're being a caregiver, you've got to be there to change diapers, and you can't do that
Damn.
on audition.
Changing your parents' diapers how the turns have table.
That's physically impossible, it just wouldn't work." After both of his parents tragically passed away, Lawrence returned to the workforce as a
That guy looks-
part-time actor alongside another interesting job, Santa's little helper at the Sun Valley Shopping Center.
Yeah, this guy
Fans have been
sounds
flocking to the
looks
mall to
familiar.
get their own selfie with Beans, and he seems to be having a good time with it. If Instagram captions are to be believed, he's making dreams come true, which is certainly more than that mall Santa can say. Beans explained in the Vice interview
Oh,
that he took the role
damn.
to honor his father, stating,
hella
"Dad
girls
was
and
really
shit.
into Christmas.
Filipinos.
He was a big Clark Griswold guy. So this was kind of my way to feel close to him
That's
during
nice.
the holidays and do something cool for
That is
him."
very nice.
However, it was Danny Lloyd from The Shining who decided that the world
Oh,
of media
shit, The
just
Shining.
wasn't for him. Apart from 2 other minor appearances, The Shining became Danny's only major role on the big screen, and considering he was only 6 years old at the time, he'd returned to school like
What's
any
this
other
mean?
person. I'm glad I was in The Shining.
Did I just do,
wasn't
like,
something
some
to
spiritual
point out,
shit?
And I decided to go back to being a regular kid in school. I worked at the local Walmart. I also worked on a hog farm driving a tractor and working with the hogs. A Hollywood life probably
Yeah,
wouldn't have
buddy.
been for me.
That's how they
anyway.
talk.
In a different
Yeah,
interview,
buddy.
Danny explained that he
Yeah,
used
buddy.
his farm jobs to pay his way through university, which
Oh,
ultimately
it's
led
college?
to the full-time job he works
My nose is
now,
itchy,
a
dude.
biology teaching at high school. He learned fast that being the kid from the Shining was not a fact he needed
I
to
feel
share
like
with
something stuck in my
pupils
throat.
looking for chinks in his authority. It was disruptive in class, so that's when I began to really play it down. Where the kids waggling their fingers hissing red rum, he laughs good-naturedly.
Red rum.
Very occasionally, but enough for me
Murder.
to downplay it. As a teacher,
Red rum. Murder. Backwards.
you're supposed to
Just
be
'cause
in
you didn't know.
control, which has got to be an outlook shared by Carrie Henn, who also ditched Hollywood to work in education. After playing the character Newt in the 1986 classic Aliens, Henn decided not to pursue
Aliens.
full-time acting and instead continued with her schooling. For this reason, she fell out of the public
What in the
spotlight for
shit?
over 30 years, returning in a
30 years?
2016 Comic-Con interview with Kevin James to state that she'd rather found traditional employment.
I always wanted to be a teacher, so I went to school to be a teacher.
She looks like a teacher.
I teach 4th grade.
Yet it was Vanilla Ice who
Vanilla
changed
Ice.
his
What happened with this
surprising.
guy?
He found massive success in 1990 with the now infamous song Ice Ice Baby, yet his
Uh-huh.
music career had almost no longevity, with many considering Vanilla Ice to be a one-hit wonder.
Oh,
With his
wow.
music career in the dumps, Vanilla Ice tried his hand at motocross racing
No
and
way.
even professional jet skiing, which worked reasonably well given he peaked as the world's #6 ranked sit-down jet ski racer, competing nearly every weekend and earning a cow Kawasaki sponsorship. At the
He's
same
good?
time, Vanilla Ice
Oh, he went to
began
jail.
go down a dark path of drug addiction,
Oh, no.
leading to his disappearance from the spotlight. However, in 2010, the name would reappear in a show about houses called the Vanilla Ice Project. He'd become a renovator. The show ran for over 9 years, displaying countless different construction projects, yet this wasn't the only normal job that Vanilla Ice wound up doing. In 2013, an article was published.
Oh, so he would like make houses and shit, or like renovate them and then like record it.
Website Joe reading, he's transformed himself from rapper to lighting salesman. We guess when the lights go out,
That
on the
dude's doing
rapping
hella
career,
shit.
You have to find
What
a
the
way to turn them
fuck?
on again. But by selling
What the
lights and
fuck?
lighting designs, really? Mr. Ice currently works for Capital Lighting in Florida and has designed what he calls Vanilla Ice Lighting, a line of chandeliers and wall sconces. Check out this advert for lighting.
Sconces?
starring
What's a
Ice himself.
sconces?
And yes, he actually says lights, lights, baby. However,
No, he
it was
doesn't.
Peter Ostrom from Willy Wonka who decided that instead of living in a chocolate factory,
Wait, that's a
he'd rather look after
Willy
animals.
Wonka, Charlie
Shortly after
Factory,
appearing in
right?
the film, the Ostrom family purchased a horse, sparking what would become a lifelong interest in farm animals. After finishing high school, Ostrom worked in an equestrian center in Pennsylvania, which was followed by his college graduation with a veterinary degree, having been inspired by the vet who looked after the family horse. I can remember the veterinarian coming out and taking care of the horses, and it made a huge impression on me. This person really enjoyed what he did for a living. My father was a lawyer and I really didn't have a clue what he did all day, but I knew exactly what the veterinarian did.
I'm glad he's reading it because I know damn well I'm not gonna read all this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm just listening. I'm just listening, and I'm not even reading. I'm just listening. I got a cramp.
He enjoyed so much, it really sparked my interest. Ostrom was so entrenched in the idea of becoming a vet that he never returned to Hollywood. His one and only acting role, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, having stated, acting was fine, but I wanted something more steady, and the key is to find something that you love doing, and that's what my profession has given me. Although he's not the only celebrity on this list to dedicate his life to the medical field,
That's
as
old.
Jennifer Stone from The Wizards of Waverly Place
I forgot about her. Well, this is gonna be rather
followed
interesting.
a similar pathway. Only 1 year after the show came to an end in 2012, Stone was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Oh,
in
shit.
the hospital, inspiring her to join the medical field.
Wanted to make sure that nobody ever had to experience that when they were going through uncertainty. I know it's a drop in the bucket, but it was something I could do.
While maintaining
Can't you be skinny and have diabetes too? Like I got diabetes just being unhealthy, right?
acting roles on the side, Stone began to volunteer at a Burbank medical center, and by 2019 she'd become a fully qualified nurse, stating, "I just see so much more of humanity than I ever saw before nursing. I've seen parts of humanity that I don't know if I would have ever seen without it. It's a beautiful thing and it's heartbreaking, and it's a great reminder to be thankful for the things that you do have." Since becoming a registered nurse, it seems Jennifer Stone has pretty much retired from acting. However, this hasn't stopped her from being recognized by some of her patients.
And I have a lot of patients that are like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing here?
But whatever happened to the Shermanator from American Pie? Well,
American
according to
Pie?
IMDb, real name Chris Owen continued to land role after role following the iconic.
I don't know any of those other
And on
movies.
the 28th of September 2012, a post was made to Reddit reading, "At a sushi restaurant in Santa Monica,
Oh, wow.
Shermanator was my waiter." Approximately 1 year later, additional photos were sent to the Radar website, with the sender stating it was kind of funny watching the Shermanator serve at a sushi restaurant. It was also sort of sad to see how quickly and easily an actor can fall from fame.
Yeah, that's
No one in
crazy.
the restaurant even seemed to recognize
just-
him. When interviewed by the Daily News 3 years later,
Oh, I'm not a
Owen
one-hit
stated,
wonder.
"Life doesn't always go the way you planned. I love acting and this job lets me stay in the fight. I get recognized a lot," he says. "I walk up to the table and see the look in their eyes. People get excited and it feels good. I like connecting with people for that brief moment in time," although in December 2018, it seemed Chris Owen recognized that he'd need a long-term career path, as he'd make a post to his Instagram stating that he'd joined a property company called Compass, with his following post showing that he'd become a real estate agent.
Well, that's
While
nice.
Chris Owen took these positions out of necessity,
He looks sad.
it was Susan Boyle who got a day job just so she could return to being a normal person. Despite having a net worth of over $40 million, Susan has often been commended for living an extremely humble life, having raised over £42 million for charity whilst continuing to live in her childhood home. However, Susan Boyle's desire for normality was best highlighted in an article from June 2014 titled "Millionaire Susan Boyle applies for a £6 an hour cashier job" in her local bookmakers, with the article reading, "The 52-year-old singer is reported to have applied for a minimum wage £6 an hour cashier's job after spotting a job advert in the window
$6 an hour?
her local bookmakers, Ladbrokes. Upon reading the advert on Thursday afternoon, Susan entered the premises and spent around 5 minutes talking to the shop's deputy manager, David Core, 28.
Why would you go from 42 mil to $6 an hour? How is that even possible?
About the role. Susan Boyle walked into the shop and inquired about the job.
How's that possible, though?
We were all in shock. Obviously, she doesn't need the money, so I think she saw it as a way of getting her out of it.
Oh, and just taking her mind off.
The article
of
also
shit.
implying that it'd be a good way for her to reintegrate with the local community. Interestingly, it seems Boyle didn't end up.
She looks
getting
very
the job.
familiar.
However, Kevin Jonas was a little more.
No, don't tell me.
Jonas Brothers took a hiatus back in 2013. Two of the brothers pursued their own solo projects, yet the third brother, Kevin, decided to leave music altogether and walk a slightly different path.
Yeah.
He'd dive into the world of construction, creating a property development business called Jonas Werner, and would also become the co-CEO of a social media business called the Blue
Is
Market.
that Zuckerberg?
Company. But while you could still consider this far from a normal job, it's time to talk about Nikki Blonsky.
That's a one bitch from
the
fucking. She's from the fucking.
Greatest examples of giving up fame to go back to a regular life.
Greece?
Blonsky's first ever acting role was in Hairspray the movie.
Hairspray. I was close.
So it was kind of funny that only 4 years later, she'd get her cosmetology license before landing a job as a hairstylist in her hometown. Superstar is happy to announce our newest employee, our cosmetologist Nikki Blonsky from Hairspray, which was followed by a tweet to Nikki Blonsky's Twitter confirming her new part-time position. It's true I'm working at Superstar Salon as a makeup artist, and I'm proud to be working and helping pay bills, but I'll never lose sight of my dreams. Just because I'm part-time working doesn't mean I'm gonna give up on my dreams, and don't give up on yours. I might book something
I look very evil when I do this.
big soon, keep positive, and apparently she made the right decision by doing this, given the customer feedback. I was so surprised today when I showed up at Superstar to get my makeup done, and it turned out to be Nikki Blonsky applying it.
Oh,
She
so
did
that's
a
it.
great job, and I really look like a
I see the video.